I'm Anil Kumar. Let us further explore absolute value functions. In this particular video, we will understand their representation on number line. So I'll actually divide this page in two parts. In the first part, we will see how absolute function can be shown on a number line. And in the next part, we will see how from number line solution we can get the absolute function. Okay, so that is what we're trying to do in this particular video. Now let us try to take some examples here. We will say, let us say we have absolute x equals to 5. What does it mean when we want to represent this on a number line? And if we say absolute x is not equal to, let us say 2, what does that mean, right? Let's look into these two first. Now when I say absolute value is equal to 5, on a number line, we mean to say that x could be either minus 5 or it could be plus 5, correct? Because absolute value of minus 5 is also 5, and absolute value of 5 is 5 indeed, right? So here is a number line with 0 right in the center of this number line, extending to negative infinity and positive infinity. So when we say absolute value of x is equals to 5, we really want to say that x is equals to plus and minus 5, and that is how you can show it on a number line, correct? Now let's move on to the next example, where we are saying that absolute value of a function is not equal to 2. We are saying that absolute value of function is not equal to 2. It means what? It means that absolute value of function could be any real number but not 2. Do you get the idea, right? So it could be anything but 2, right? So basically what we are trying to say here is that the solution here is that if I have a number line, I have to show my solution like this. At 2 there is open circle, that means a hole, right? So that value is not a part of our solution, right? We are saying absolute value is not equals to 2. That means x is not equals to what? Now, so we say that it could be anything, right? But not 2. Now in this particular case, we know that x should not be equal to plus 2 and also minus 2. Since x value of minus 2 will return you 2, right? Therefore, in this particular case, we'll have two open circles. One at minus 2 and the other one at 2. You get the idea, right? So on a number line, I'll have to show it like it could be anything but not plus and minus 2. So that is how we can represent this particular absolute function on a number line. In the previous case, we were saying that on the number line, we are considering only 2 points. Only 2 points, plus and minus 5, right? Now here we are saying that the solution is that x belongs to real numbers where x is not equal to plus minus 2. So that is what we are showing on the number line. I hope this concept is clear, right? So that is a very interesting way of showing absolute function on a number line when it is not equal to a particular value. Okay. Now let us also consider a few equations. Let us see how to solve equations and show their solution on the number line. That is what we are actually doing right now. We will take equations which are kind of interesting. We'll take this time as absolute x is equals to minus 5. Now if I write absolute x equals to minus 5, in that case how can I show my solution on a number line? Let us say this is the number line. Absolute value is -5. Now really speaking, absolute value is always non-negative, right? So as you know, absolute value is non-negative, and therefore this equation has no solution. Correct? So in set, we'll say it is kind of an empty set, no solution, right? So the number line without any solution, that clear number line, is the representation of this equation. Let me give you a counterpart just to make it absolutely clear what I'm trying to say. That is to say, when we say that absolute x is greater than 0. Now if I say absolute value is positive, that is to say I'm saying absolute value is positive. Now that is a question for you, right? This is a question for you. If absolute value is greater than 0, that is to say it has any value which is positive, in that case, how are you showing it on a number line? That is your number line, and this is kind of 0 for you, right? How do you show this on a number line? You can pause the video, answer, and then look into my suggestion, right? Now when I say absolute value is greater than 0, that means it is not equal to 0, correct? That means we have an open circle at 0, right? Not equal to 0, just as we did here, open circle at 2 points. 0 is just 0. It does not have positive, negative sign, but it's greater than. So for any other value, it is greater. So we'll have all real values, right? So all real values except x equals to 0, right? So here in this particular case, our solution is that x belongs to real numbers where x is not equal to 0, but all other real numbers. You get an idea, right? So that is how you can easily represent absolute value on a number line. Now here is a tricky part, which is kind of doing the reverse. That is to say, if I have a number line here, I'll make few, and you may have to write absolute function. Now these absolute functions could be equations or inequalities, right? So consider both equations and inequalities to represent these solutions on a number line as absolute function, right? So let's start with a very simple one. So this is -1 and this is +1, right? So I want to indicate that solution on absolute function. How do you do that one, right? Now the other one which I am trying to do here is that this is 0, and I want to consider everything to the right side of 0, including 0 itself, right? So that is, you need to write this as an inequality, of course. When we have a range of values, in that case you're looking for inequality. Now here we have one more case where we have something in between two values, and these two are, let us say, -5 and +5. I hope you'll get some hint from here. Okay, so this is what I want to write as an absolute function, and then we'll take like counterpart of this. So we'll make an open hole here this time, open hole here, and this is, let us say it is -3 and +3. How do you write this as an absolute function? And here is your bonus question. And in this case, what am I doing now is that I will write open circles, include the value in between, but I'm not taking plus and minus same value as I've been doing so far. I will this time take this value as -1, but this value not +1, but 3. In that case, how do you write this as an absolute function? It could be an equation, could be an inequality.